Hi, everyone. I'm Savannah Mujkanovich, the Outreach Coordinator for the Fox Valley Advanced Care Planning Partnership. We educate and encourage conversations about planning ahead for unexpected healthcare decisions. Today, I have Katie Gellings with me, and Katie is the Human Development and Relationship Educator for Outagamie County Extension. The goal of Katie's role is to help individuals and families gain the tools and resources needed to be thriving members of their local communities within Outagamie County. One of the programs Katie teaches is Planning Ahead. Katie, can you share with us what is a Planning Ahead class?
Thanks, Savannah. So Planning Ahead is a 7-session program that gives participants the tools and resources to be able to plan for end-of-life experiences or things that they need to be prepared for when they reach the end of life. So there are 7 sessions, 7 topics that we go through. They cover basic getting started. So we give everybody a workbook that has a lot of really good resources and areas for people to write down information, to keep track of everything. So we go over that in the first lesson, and then we go into handling financial changes, talking about how your budget changes as you age and how housing costs may change and long-term care insurance, and if reasons why people may need that and may not need that. Then we talk about advanced medical and legal directives. And so that class is especially important in Wisconsin because we are not a next of kin state. So we really want people to be filling out that paperwork. We also talk about a living will in that class as well. And then there's estate planning, where we talk about more wills and different types of trusts. After estate planning, we go through choices in end-of-life care class. And that session focuses on hospice and palliative care and the differences and positives to both, maybe anything that you should think about when considering each of those types of care. Then we go into final wishes, which is the funeral planning class. So we dive into talking about the costs with funeral planning, the different options that people may have available to them, and different things to consider when thinking about that end of life choice. And then the final class is usually understanding grief. So we've all been through situations with grief in our life, and so it gives people opportunities to deal with that in different ways. And so we talk through the different ways that may look like in somebody's life.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I think it's really important, that piece you were talking about, the class where you're talking about planning for funerals. That can be really tricky and unexpected for families. So I'm sure that's a really great additional resource.
Yeah,
can you share with us who this program is most suited for, or who can sign up?
Yep. So this program is really for anybody 18 and older. So although when we think about things like estate planning or planning for end of life, we think about we really don't maybe necessarily need to be doing those things until we have financial assets or we own a home or we have a family. But really, anybody who is an adult should be worried about these things and can start planning. So in your 20s, you can designate beneficiaries on your accounts. You can complete your healthcare advanced directive. You can choose your power of attorneys. 30s, you might start to own a home, maybe have a family. And so you want to make designated things for your spouse and children so that, they know your wishes and that you're protecting them by creating a will. 40s and 50s and beyond, you're going to want to start to talk to maybe your parents about their plan and their end of life wishes, as well as update anything on yours. And always continue to review that as you go through life. So really, it's for anybody 18 and older. We encourage everybody to take the program.
Wow, that's really amazing. And I think it's really interesting how you shared the parts about communicating with family members and making sure everybody's on the same page, and even asking, hey, what have you done? And that can be a really great resource too. So
the tagline for the program is kind of like, leave a legacy, don't leave a mess. And so it's kind of, when you think about it, it's really important it's not only things that you should think about for your own wishes, but really your family around you. You don't want to leave them with not knowing what your wishes were or not knowing where things should be going or anything like that. So it's helpful to everybody to attend the program.
Great line. I love it. So what do you think makes this program most meaningful?
I especially like that we include guest speakers from the community. So typically we have like an attorney come in, we have a funeral director come in, different guest speakers that can talk on those topics and give their expertise for those certain situations. And people can ask questions directly of, that community member. And then the nice thing about it is, as you leave the class and those 7 sessions are over and you're filling out your workbook and you're working on all this paperwork, you now have a connection to your local community of somebody that you can reach out to if you need help, or if you want to plan your funeral or things like that. Now you have somebody that you can go to that you've already made a connection with in the class. And so I think that that is a really, really neat thing about this program.
Yeah, wow, that's really helpful. I'm sure instead of just not knowing where to turn, you have someone already that you've met. So, when is the next class and how can those who are interested sign up?
Yeah, so the next class, Extension is partnering with the Fox Valley Advanced Care Planning Partnership to teach a class in September. It starts September 12th and will run every Tuesday for 7 weeks at the Hortonville Library from 3 to 4:30. And if people are interested in signing up, they can call the Outagamie County Extension Office and we can get you the information to be able to sign up for that. And it'll be a free class that'll be offered.
Wow, so it's free too. That's even better.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So, what does having a completed advance directive mean to you personally?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, Wisconsin is not a next of kin state. So meaning if something were to happen to me, so let's say I leave work today and I get into an accident and I have to go to a healthcare facility and can't make decisions on my own. If I didn't have an advance directive filled out properly, my husband wouldn't be able to make those decisions. It would be the physician that's attending to my care. And so they wouldn't know the wishes that I have. They wouldn't understand my healthcare beliefs or anything like that. Whereas my husband and I have had those conversations and he knows what my wishes are and can act upon that with the paperwork filled out. So it means a lot to me to have that filled out. And I really encourage everybody to get that filled out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Katie, for all your work organizing the Planning Ahead class. It was great to share some of your expert knowledge. In our next coming segment, we will hear from Jenny Sanderfoot on DNRs. Don't forget to subscribe to follow for more content.